Hey guys, it's Kev, and I am here with a new video. I am doing a movie review. First time I've done something like this, something a little different. I've never made a video like this before. I don't know really what I'm doing. Normally I just get on here and play some video games and stuff and act stupid and just play video games. But today we're going to do something different. Um, I w- First, you're probably going to see the videos of me playing Iron Lung. But today I wanted to discuss Iron Lung. I went and saw the movie. I did just come back from the theater, so it's fresh in my mind. I'm still in the same clothes I just left the theater in, so uh, I want to film this and get my thoughts out before I get changed and settle in for the evening. So I just want to say that if you haven't played the game or if you haven't watched the movie, I'm going to do my best not to spoil anything. I'm going to try to do the best I can here. I might give away some spoilers, so this is my warning if you are watching this video to click off and come back after you have watched the movie or played the game. Um, I'll start with my review of the game real quick before I get into the movie. I mean, it's the same story. They did a great job of taking the story from the game and turning it into a movie, adding layers to the story and the whole lore of the universe and their world, adding to it, making it bigger than what the video game just had it. Um, One of the big things with the video game is that it's real based on immersion, so it's mostly about sound design, um, not so much visuals, although there are visuals when you take pictures with the camera that's on the sub. So if you're not fully aware of the whole story, basically the universe is dying. There's only a few remnants of humans left on space stations and ships, and that they have to go to different moons and or planets that might be left if there's any, and try to find resources that can help them survive, or maybe a new home or something. So it doesn't, neither the game nor the movie really explains why they need to go to this specific moon with blood oceans. I don't know what you can get resources from the blood ocean. So it leads me to think that these missions aren't so much about getting resources to survive. It's more, I would feel like, them doing these missions to study this, like almost one of those things where like it's an obsession of these crews that they can't, like, they've already sent so many people to study. They sent one group probably and they didn't come back, and then they sent more and more and more, and we're curious, and it's just like an obsession because the story follows this guy Simon Markiplier, at least in the movie, and he's tasked to go into the blood ocean in a makeshift submarine that they called the Iron Lung. Um, and the game does a very good job, at least making the audio and stuff very creepy, and but the gameplay itself is very boring. It takes so every YouTuber that I have watched play the game have had to cut getting from point A to point B out because it's basically an XY chart video game where you just go, it's like Battleship where you just go up, down, left, and right, and sometimes diagonally if you are good enough at operating the ship. Like after I got to a few points, I could go, oh, okay, I need to turn it like 30 degrees north or something, and then just go straight for it. Don't even need to stop. I saw people like taking pictures as they go so they don't run into anything. I just go. The warning system is very accurate in the game, so you can play it pretty quickly if you trust your ability to move. But that has nothing to do with it. It's just my gripe is that it's very slow. The movie is very slow. So if you are a fan of slow movies, slow video games, then it's good. Um, I don't have a problem either way. I get entertainment from them in some way either way. Um, Although there are times where I'm left sitting there either playing the game or wondering like when is this gonna get crazy, because they were always talking before I got to the theater. They're talking online that this movie has the most blood in any movie, you know, ever. And I'm like, when is that gonna happen? And it does happen eventually throughout the movie. It's just it's a slow burn. So before you get into the movie, it's a slow burn. Again, I'm not spoiling anything here. I'm just telling you the whole world of what's going on. So if I do spoil something, I'm gonna do my best to try to catch myself. But basically, they send you down in the game and Simon in the movie into the ocean to go search for those key points that they want photos of. And in the video game, you just go from point A to point B and take the pictures. And there's really no audio. You don't talk to the people back up there. They talk to you once, and that's it. You're down there by yourself. In the movie, they've done a good job at least having more characters and having back and forths and stuff. Um, Markiplier's acting for a YouTuber I thought was really good. I know there were some people online, like I think Charlie Penguin Z0, Charlie from Tampa, not too far from where I am. He had some things that he didn't like about Markiplier's acting in the movie when he had interactions with other characters. And I'm thinking, this guy's a YouTuber that, makes videos like me, just plays video games and stuff like that. So if I was trying to put myself in his shoes, where, like, if I was trying to do that, you know, I feel like I could do acting, but I don't feel like I could do, like, acting like Cry on Command and show, like, really, like, my acting would not be that subpar. I feel like I could act in, like, maybe a comedy movie or maybe like an actiony type movie, but I don't think I could do like crying. So I'll give him props for being able to cry on command, make it look believable. Whether you believe parts of the movie where he's showing anger, that's up to you. I think it comes up. I mean, if you watch any Markiplier videos, people were like, "Oh, there's moments where you feel like you're watching just like a Markiplier Let's Play." I did not get that vibe once. I mean, there were certain points where he would have a line that would sound like a line that would be in one of his videos, but I feel like he said it that way, or they wrote that line to be that way to kind of give you a little break the fourth wall moment. In which, to be honest, most of these movies, when you have like a star like Markiplier who's not an actor, he's an online celebrity, they're gonna throw little Easter egg, or maybe whether it be the way he says a certain line or something that's on the ship. Like, I didn't know if they were going to throw any sort of like YouTuber Markiplier reference, like not like a pink mustache or something like that, but I don't know, anything like an M that was in the shape of Markiplier's M, like, I don't know, on a box or something, or like on a really small sticker on the side of something. I don't know. Didn't see anything like that. So I like that they kept it mostly just on the story. They didn't throw any fourth wall breaks in there. I'm getting sidetracked here, but the movie I feel like is really good. It is slow. So basically, once he gets under the water and he's going from point A to point B, taking pictures, you really start to see what happens to people when they're in a situation when they're alone, and it's very stressful to the point where their life is on the line. So they do a very good job at portraying those emotions and feelings. The sound design, everything else is like from the game. Uh, the game itself, I don't get scared by scary movies, so I'm just gonna say that I didn't go into this movie thinking I was gonna be scared or anything. I don't get scared by games really. I get more scared by games. I can't say that I don't, but because I'm actually playing the game, I'm actually in the shoes of the person. Movie, I'm just sitting there with my popcorn and my drink. I'm just sitting there watching the movie. I don't get scared. You could put the scariest movie anybody's ever seen on the screen, jump scares with eerie sounds and all this and that. I'm just sitting there like, second, it's nothing I haven't seen before. So I didn't go into this looking to get scared. I looked when just getting entertained. I got entertained. I had a good time. I enjoyed it. Really, you get a lot of lore in the Simon character that Markiplier plays. They built a lot of lore around that. I don't know if they had to come up with that for the movie or if that was already made by, I think his name is David, who made the video game. If he already had that stuff like made about the universe and he just hasn't been able to like convey that into like the little video game that he made about his story, and that this is his chance to tell like the big picture, or they just added this in because they needed more than just a submarine going from point A to point B with no windows to look out or anything like that. The scariest part of the video game for me was when you're traveling along and the little blip starts beeping that you're close to something, and you know you're not close to anything, and you go take a picture, and there's a giant eyeball looking right into your camera of like a giant like underwater lizard or something. Um, and I saw that in the preview of Mark taking that picture, or Simon, whatever, and then looking at it and reacting to it. And I didn't see that once in the movie. And I don't know if they just threw that into like the trailer as like a, oh, if you played the video game, you've seen that picture and you know that moment. And I don't remember seeing it. And I didn't leave to go use the restroom or anything during the movies. I didn't take my eyes off that screen once. I watched the whole movie staring straight into it like I'm staring into my camera right now. Did not take my eye off of it. So I didn't see that part. It kind of bummed me out. I was waiting for that where he's standing there, sees the eyeball, and like the whole time he knows there's stuff outside the ship, like a creature and stuff. He's taking pictures of bones and things, and that is like the one picture where it's like, oh shit, there's something right on the other side of this little piece of metal that's holding me in, keeping me alive. Um, if the game and the story is a lot about like Eldritch, like horrors and like cosmic horrors and like the horrors of like hive minds, which are always creepy to me. Like, if you ever watched the movie Slither, which I was gonna do, I'll do a movie review on that one day, and like The Thing, and I'm trying to think, Society. If you know what that movie is, it's a fucked movie. With the shunting at the end, if you know what I'm talking about. I can't believe I know what the fuck that is. See, that's the only thing in horror movies I've ever been actually genuinely creeped out by. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go look up Society and the shunting scene. That fucked me up, and it's not even scary. It's more of just fucked me up mentally, visually, and stuff. I'm getting way sidetracked now. I don't know what I was talking about. So basically, this doesn't spoil anything, but the whole thing, the planet is kind of. I'm trying to not spoil this, but there's things in the water with you, and like I just said, it's a cosmic horror. So there's a lot of hive mind type moments where characters or Mark is interacting with people that you don't know if they're actually there or not. And I hope I'm not spoiling anything about that. I hope that's actually kind of making things more interesting for you if you're watching this video. So overall, the ending I thought was really fast. Like, I knew we were at the ending, but if you played the game and you know how the game ends, it's a typical ending for like a horror indie game, like $5, $6 game that's on Steam. And I'm okay with it. I kind of thought that's how the movie was going to end in a way. Maybe like Simon trying to find a way of not spoiling anything, but find a way that's it's similar to the game where Simon sees what's going on outside the ship, and then the movie kind of ends. The movie ends really fast and very I mean, it's going to be a chaotic ending to such a chaotic story, but it was like so fast that as I was getting up to leave the theater, I had people sitting next to me. And let me say this too, it is a slow burn. I said that before at the beginning of this video. I'm trying not to make this too long of a video, but it is a slow burn of a movie. About halfway through, people were getting up and leaving, and I didn't see those people come back. So, I mean, if you paid $15, $20, whatever it is for a movie, and you bought popcorn and drinks and stuff, and then you just walk out of the theater, I don't care if you think it's the worst movie you ever saw. That's a waste of money. If I thought this movie sucked and it's the worst movie I ever saw, I still am not going to leave because I paid money to be here. I'm at least going to see it through, and then I'll go, you know what? I'm not going to watch that movie again. And I'll tell other people not to watch that movie. But I'm not going to just leave. And then as I was getting up to leave at the end of the credits, I had people that were sitting next to me and they're like, to talk. I could hear their conversation. The two guys were like, do you even know what we just watched? And the other guy's like, I have no fucking clue what that was. My whole gripe, and this has nothing to do with the movie, is if you are going to see a movie and they have told you multiple times before the movie even came out that it's based on a video game, even if it's not a video game like Call of Duty of some kind, and you're only going to see his movie because of Markiplier, wouldn't you at least play the game yourself? And if you don't even have a gaming PC, that's fine. You don't even, and you don't, or you don't want to spend the $7 on the game or go through the whole story of playing the game. Wouldn't you at least watch Markiplier's video that he played of the game, which is like 36 minutes long? I watched it before I played the game myself. I watched Markiplier play it, and then I went and saw the movie itself. So at least I went into the movie theater like for the story. I went there for the story. I love Markiplier. I haven't watched his videos very much in the last 10, 12 years. I was one of his early subscribers when he only had maybe about like 100,000 or something when I was like 16, which is a lot, but compared to what he is now, that's not a lot. And to see Mark where he is now, I love it. I think it's awesome. He's doing a great job at everything he's done. You know, I want to see more movies with him either in it or made by him based on things that he likes, like certain video games or stories online. Like, I love to see him. I would love to see Mark take the whole online universe of like creepypastas and like video games that he like indie games, reach out to the creators and make a fucking movie at it and shove it up Hollywood's ass, because they cannot make a seriously good movie at all. And there's so many good stories that we have lived with online for the last 12, 15 years that haven't gotten any recognition outside of the online like horror community and stuff. So I would love to see Mark do that. If you haven't seen the movie, go see the movie. I think it's worth it. I think it's a good movie. I give it out of 10 like an 8.5 out of 10. Mostly for story reasons. The fact that the movie's in like one location and it's mostly Mark acting, and he does a good job of making the movie feel like there's a lot going on when sometimes there isn't. They do a very good job of making everything feel very claustrophobic and stuff. They really did nail the movie for a low budget indie movie made about an indie video game. I, you can't ask for more. I mean, they could have put it on YouTube, and you know, they didn't. They worked really hard to make this an actual movie. They could have just made this like an hour long, like YouTube, I don't want to call it YouTube short, but YouTube like movie on a channel where you see like 30, 40-minute videos. And they didn't. They made it to a full length movie. So this is getting longer than I wanted it to be. Go play the game. Go see the movie. Definitely at least watch someone play the game before you go see the movie, so that way you're not sitting in the theater not knowing what's happening and you're just there for Markiplier, because the movie is not a Markiplier movie. You're not going there to watch Markiplier sit in a chair like me and laugh and play games. It's an actual movie with him playing an actual character that's from a story that someone else wrote, that Mark just took the movie, worked with the writer from the game, and made this movie. So at least give the game a shot in some form. And that's all I gotta say. Thanks for watching the video, guys, and I'll see you in the next movie review. Bye!